Picture this. It's 3 a.m. and you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling while the world snoozes around you. Your body's begging for rest, but your mind's racing like a freight train. Sound familiar? If you're over 60, you might think this is just your new normal, a cruel rite of passage that comes with age. But hold on, what if I told you millions of seniors are suffering through sleepless nights for no reason? When the fix isn't in some pricey pill bottle or a doctor's office, but right there in your pantry? Doctors are practically yelling it from the rooftops. The secret to crushing insomnia could be what you're eating or not eating. In this monster of a video, we're tearing the lid off 5 powerhouse foods that science swears can knock out insomnia, recharge your energy, and have you waking up feeling like you've hit the reset button. And I'm not stopping there. I'm weaving in my own gritty battles with sleepless nights, the tricks I've learned after decades of trial and error, and some jaw-dropping insights that might just flip your whole approach to sleep upside down. Buckle up, this isn't your average health lecture, it's a lifeline for every restless senior out there. Let's dive into the first game changer. Section 1, Kiwi, the tiny fruit that packs a sleep punch. First up, let's talk about kiwi, the little green fruit that's anything but ordinary. You might have walked past it 100 times in the grocery store, thinking it's just a quirky snack for kids or a garnish for fancy desserts. But for those of us over 60, this fuzzy wonder is a sleep revolution waiting to happen. The Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition dropped a bombshell study that's got doctors buzzing. Folks who ate 2 kiwis an hour before bed every night for 4 weeks saw insane results. They fell asleep 35% faster, like, we're talking minutes instead of hours. They stayed asleep 13% longer, meaning no more of that choppy, half-rest nonsense. And those annoying wake-ups where you're checking the clock at 2 a.m.? Slashed. This isn't some placebo trick, it's hard science proving kiwi's a natural sleep aid that puts those overpriced supplements to shame. The science behind it. So, how does this tiny fruit pull off such a big win? It's all about serotonin, a brain chemical that's like a warm hug for your nervous system. Kiwi ramps up serotonin production, which then signals your body to pump out melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain, hey, it's time to shut down for the night. Here's the kicker, as we age, our melatonin levels tank, sometimes by 50% or more past 60. That's why you might feel wired when you should be winding down. Kiwi steps in like a natural booster shot, helping your body rebuild what time's stolen. But wait, there's more. It's packed with antioxidants like vitamin C and E, plus folate, which tackle oxidative stress. That's the junk that builds up in your brain from years of worry, late nights, or even just breathing city air. Less stress, calmer mind, better sleep. It's a chain reaction that starts with a bite. My take. I'll level with you, I thought this was hogwash at first. A fruit fixing my sleep? Come on. I'd spent years wrestling with insomnia, popping pills that left me groggy, or trying meditation apps that just annoyed me with their chirpy voices. But about 2 years ago, I was desperate. My neighbor, an 82-year-old firecracker who swears by natural remedies, kept raving about kiwi. So, I caved. Night 1, I ate 2 kiwis, expecting nothing. By night 3, I was out cold within 20 minutes of hitting the pillow. No kidding, I woke up at 7 a.m., no alarm, feeling like I'd slept a week. It's not perfect every night, stress still sneaks in, but it's cut my sleepless hours in half. I even started calling it my asleep fruit, and my wife laughs every time I scoop one out now. Practical tips. Here's how to make it work for you. Grab 2 kiwis, organic if you can, but any will do, and eat them about an hour before bed. No fancy prep needed, just peel or don't. I eat the skin for extra fiber and dig in with a spoon. Too tart? Drizzle a teaspoon of honey, keeps it simple without spiking your sugar. Pair it with a quick trick I've honed, 5 slow, deep breaths while you're eating. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It's like telling your brain, we're done for the day. Oh, and don't toss the extras, slice into your morning oatmeal for a double dose of goodness. Extra nugget. Fun fact, kiwi's not just for sleep. Those antioxidants? They're fighting off inflammation, too. So if your knees ache or your back stiff, this little fruit's pulling double duty. I've noticed less creaking in my joints since I started. Coincidence? Maybe not. Section 2, tart cherries, nature's melatonin bomb. Next on the hit list, tart cherries. These aren't the sweet maraschinos you plop on ice cream, these are the tangy, ruby-red warriors that pack a sleep punch like nothing else. A 2012 study in the European Journal of Nutrition blew my mind. Folks who drank tart cherry juice twice a day for just 7 days tacked on an extra 84 minutes of sleep per night. That's not a typo, 84 minutes. And it wasn't just longer, it was deeper, more restorative sleep. For us seniors, where every minute of shut-eye feels like gold, this is a lifeline. Why? Tart cherries are one of nature's richest sources of melatonin, way more than your average fruit. As our bodies slow down on making it naturally, tart cherries swoop in to refill the tank. Digging deeper. But melatonin's just the start. These cherries are loaded with anthocyanins, antioxidants that cut inflammation, which is a sneaky sleep saboteur. Ever wake up with a stiff neck or achy hips and can't get back to sleep? That's inflammation talking. Tart cherries hush it up, letting your body relax. Then there's tryptophan, an amino acid that's like the unsung hero here. It boosts serotonin, which flips into melatonin, creating a sleep cycle so smooth you'll wonder why you ever bothered with pills. Doctors say it's like giving your brain a reset button, no grogginess, no dependency, just pure, natural rest. My experience. I stumbled onto tart cherries by accident. A few summers back, I was at a farmer's market, grumpy from another sleepless night, and this vendor handed me a sample of tart cherry juice. Good for sleep, she said. I rolled my eyes but bought a bottle, mostly to be polite. That night, I sipped a glass, expecting zilch. By 11 p.m., I was out, didn't even hear the dog barking at the mailman the next morning. After a week, my usual 2 a.m. ceiling staring sessions were history. I've since learned to keep a stash of dried ones in my pantry for emergencies, like when I'm traveling and hotel beds feel like concrete. It's tart, sure, but it's my secret weapon now. Practical tips. Here's the playbook. Drink 8 ounces of tart cherry juice. Look for 100% pure, no sugar added stuff. Once in the morning and again an hour before bed. Too sour? Dilute it with a splash of water or club soda for a fizzy twist. If juice isn't your thing, grab a handful of dried tart cherries, about a quarter cup, or fresh ones if they're in season. Warning, check labels, some brands sneak in sugar, which can backfire and keep you wired. Pro tip, sip it while winding down with a book, not your phone. I've found that combo knocks me out faster than anything. Bonus insight. Tart cherries aren't just sleep saviors, they're heart heroes, too. Those anthocyanins lower blood pressure and cholesterol, which hit home for me after a scare with my ticker a few years back. So, you're not just sleeping better, you're living longer. How's that for a twofer? Section 3, Bananas, the relaxation rocket fuel. Now, let's peel back the curtain on bananas. You've probably got one sitting on your counter right now, mocked as the boring fruit of the bunch. But boring? Hardly. This yellow dynamo is a sleep rocket waiting to launch. Why? It's packed with magnesium, a mineral that's like a masseuse for your muscles and a tranquilizer for your nerves. A Journal of Research in Medical Sciences study found older adults chowing down on magnesium-rich foods slept longer and woke up less, sometimes adding an hour or more to their nights. Add in tryptophan, and you've got a serotonin-melatonin factory in every bite. Why it works? Let's break it down. Magnesium chills out your body, think fewer leg cramps or that twitchy feeling that jerks you awake. For seniors, where muscle stiffness creeps in like an uninvited guest, this is clutch. Then there's the brain side. Magnesium tweaks neurotransmitters to quiet the chatter in your head. Pair that with tryptophan, which fuels serotonin, the happy hormone, and you've got a recipe for calm that melts into melatonin as the lights go out. It's like nature's way of saying, relax, you've earned it. My spin. Bananas and I go way back. I used to grab one for breakfast, never thinking about sleep. But a few years ago, after a string of restless nights, blame a big move and too much coffee, I read about this trick. One night, I mashed a banana with a smidge of almond butter and ate it while watching the sunset from my porch. I slept like a log, no leg twitches, no waking up in a panic about forgotten bills. Now, it's my go-to when life gets heavy. Last month, after a family spat kept me stewing, I ate one and stretched my legs, out cold in 15 minutes. It's my comfort food with benefits. Practical tips. Keep it simple, eat a medium banana an hour before bed, solo, or blend it into a smoothie with a splash of milk. Dairy or plant-based, your call. Too bland? Slice it onto whole grain toast with a thin spread of peanut butter, just a teaspoon, no sugar bombs. Why no sugar? It keeps your blood glucose steady overnight, so you don't crash and wake up hungry. My trick, pair it with a quick calf stretch, 10 seconds per leg. It's a 1-2 punch that sends restlessness packing. Hidden perk. Bananas aren't just sleep champs, they're potassium kings, too. That means better blood pressure and less risk of those midnight heart palpitations that jolt you awake. I've noticed my pulse feels steadier since I got consistent with this. Small fruit, big impact. Section 4, Walnuts, the brain-boosting sleep nut. Walnuts might not scream a sleep aid when you're cracking them open, but they're a quiet powerhouse every senior needs to know about. A study in Nutrients found walnut munchers had higher melatonin levels flowing through their veins, enough to sync their sleep clocks like a Swiss watch. For us over 60, where melatonin's naturally dipping, that's a game changer. But it's not just melatonin. Walnuts bring tryptophan to the party, boosting serotonin production, which then flips into more melatonin. It's a natural cycle that keeps on giving. The omega-3 edge. Here's where walnuts flex: omega-3 fatty acids. These brain-loving fats crank up DHA, a compound that makes melatonin work smarter, not harder. Research ties omega-3s to deeper sleep and fewer wake-ups, plus they fight inflammation that can leave you tossing and turning. For seniors, it's a triple threat: better sleep, sharper memory, and a happier heart. I mean, who doesn't want to wake up feeling like their brain's firing on all cylinders? My story. Walnuts crept into my life during a health kick about 5 years ago. I'd snack on them while binging documentaries, didn't know they were secretly fixing my sleep. Then I read the science and got serious. swapped my late-night chips for a handful of walnuts, and within days, I was sleeping through the night. Number 3 a.m. bathroom trips or random jolts awake. Last winter, during a cold snap when my joints were screaming, I paired them with a warm bath, best sleep in months. Now, I keep a jar by my recliner. It's my brain food and my sleep food rolled into one. Practical tips. Grab a small handful, about a quarter cup, around dinner or as an evening snack. Toss M into a salad, sprinkle over yogurt, or eat M straight. Too dry? Mix with a few dried tart cherries from earlier, flavor explosion, double sleep boost. Don't overdo it, they're calorie dense, but the protein keeps you satisfied without that stuffed feeling. My ritual, munch while jotting down 5 things I'm grateful for. It's a mind-body combo that sets me up for lights out. Extra boost. Omega-3s aren't just for sleep, they're memory savers. I've noticed fewer "where'd I put my keys" moments since I started. Coincidence? Maybe, but I'll take it. Plus, they're heart healthy, my doc gave me a nod at my last checkup. Section 5, Chamomile Tea, the ancient sleep elixir. Last but not least, chamomile tea. This isn't just a warm hug in a mug, it's a sleep elixir with roots stretching back centuries, and modern science is backing it up big time. A compound called apigenin is the star. It latches onto brain receptors, dialing down anxiety and nudging you toward dreamland. A Journal of Advanced Nursing study tracked seniors drinking chamomile tea for 2 weeks, faster to fall asleep, fewer wake-ups, and mornings that didn't feel like a slog. For us over 60, where racing thoughts can hijack the night, this is pure gold. Beyond the calm. Chamomile's not a one-trick pony. It soothes inflammation, think achy joints or that nagging back twinge that keeps you shifting positions. It also settles your stomach, so no more midnight indigestion waking you up. It's like a full-body reset that says, relax, we've got this. No caffeine, no jitters, just a gentle slide into rest. My twist. Chamomile's been my rock for years. I started drinking it in my 50s after a stressful job left me wired 24/7. One night, post-argument with my son, I brewed a cup, strong, with a drip of honey, and sat by the window. I was out before I finished the mug. Now, it's my nightly ritual, lights dim, tea steeping, a paperback in hand. Last spring, when a storm kept the neighborhood buzzing, I sipped and slept through the chaos. It's my anchor when life gets loud. Practical tips. Steep a chamomile tea bag, or loose leaves if you're fancy, in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Want flavor? Add a teaspoon of honey or a cinnamon stick, keeps it cozy without sugar overload. Make it a cue, sip while winding down, no screens, no noise. My hack, pair it with a quick shoulder roll, 10 circles each way, to melt tension. It's a signal to my body that the day's done. Added perk. Chamomile's anti-inflammatory vibe helps with more than sleep. My arthritis flares less since I got consistent, fewer mornings hobbling to the kitchen. It's a small win that adds up. Bonus section, lifestyle hacks to amplify your sleep. These foods are your foundation, but let's build a fortress around your sleep. After years of tweaking, here's what I've learned stacks the odds in your favor. Morning sunlight, get 15 to 20 minutes outside first thing, yard, porch, even a window. It resets your clock so those foods hit peak power at night. I started at 62, my energy's steadier now. Move it, a 20 to 30 minute walk after dinner, slow, no pressure, primes your body for rest. I shuffle around my block with the dog, it's my wind down gold. Screen curfew, ditch the phone, TV, or tablet an hour before bed. Blue light murders melatonin. I learned this after too many late-night scrolls left me wired. Cool your room, keep it 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I cracked a window one summer night and slept deeper than ever. Now it's a must. Noise control, white noise or a fan drowns out creaks and cars. I use an old radio on low static, works like a charm. Final thoughts. Here's the truth, insomnia doesn't have to own you. Kiwi, tart cherries, bananas, walnuts, and chamomile tea aren't just random eats. They're your ticket to reclaiming the nights you thought were gone forever. I've been in the trenches, exhausted, frustrated, convinced sleep was a luxury I'd lost. But these foods, mixed with my own stumbles and wins, pulled me out. Doctors back it, your plate's a bigger player in sleep than you'd guess. Why settle for restless nights when you can fight back with a fork and a mug? You're not too old for great sleep, you're just too smart to keep missing out. Now, I'm handing it to you. Which of these foods sparked your curiosity? Have you wrestled insomnia and come out on top? Drop a comment, I read every one, and your story might spark hope for someone else. Love this? Hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell. Your support fuels more tips to thrive past 60. Share it with a friend who's up too late. Let's get sleeping again. Thanks for sticking with me. Here's tonight's so good you'll wonder why you waited. Catch you in the next one.